for subtle signs a married woman is crossing the line, and what you should do about it. Disclaimer: this story is meant to encourage mindfulness and respect in relationships, not to promote or justify crossing moral boundaries. Adam's life had always been simple: wake up, head to work, and return to his quiet apartment. But over the last few months, something had changed. Claire, a married colleague at his workplace, had been acting differently toward him. What began as casual friendliness now felt like something deeper, something heavier. One evening, as he sat in his living room, her behavior replayed in his mind. Adam couldn't ignore the signs anymore. Her words, her actions, they were louder than she intended. Here are 4 signs he noticed, the moments that made him pause, and why they should matter to anyone in a similar situation. 1. The unmistakable quick responses. It started innocently enough. Adam texted Claire about a work question late one evening, fully expecting a reply the next morning. Instead, her response came within seconds. "Don't worry about the report. I can help you with it tomorrow," she typed. Adam thanked her and thought nothing of it. But then it happened again and again. No matter the time or the subject, Claire's replies always came quickly. One day, during a lunch break, Adam noticed her texting while seated across from her husband at the cafeteria. He felt uneasy. Wasn't that their time together? Claire's behavior grew more intense. During a team outing, she stepped outside to take a call. Adam was shocked to see it was his number on her screen. "Just wanted to remind you about the meeting tomorrow," she said casually, but Adam knew it could have waited. Married individuals who prioritize someone else's messages, especially in the presence of their spouse, are often signaling misplaced attention. For Adam, this was the first sign that things were not as they should be. 2. Aligning interests, the art of getting on your wave. Adam loved jazz music. Few in his office shared his enthusiasm, but one day Claire surprised him. "I've been listening to Coltrane lately." "You were right, his music is magical," she said. He smiled, feeling a connection. But weeks later, when she claimed she had booked tickets to a jazz concert, Adam started to wonder. Claire had never expressed an interest in jazz before they'd begun talking regularly. Their conversations became more personal. Claire started asking about his weekend plans, his hobbies, and even his childhood memories. One afternoon, as they worked late, she sighed deeply. "Sometimes I envy your freedom," she said, staring at her laptop. "It must be nice to not have to compromise all the time." Her complaints about her marriage became frequent. "He's always busy," she'd say, or, "We barely even talk anymore." At first, Adam thought she was just venting, but her words felt intentional, as though she wanted him to see her as vulnerable, misunderstood, and available. When someone starts mirroring your interests and drawing attention to their marital struggles, it's often a calculated attempt to build emotional intimacy. For Adam, this was the second red flag. 3. Compliments that go beyond friendship. Claire's compliments began innocently enough. "You're such a great listener," she said one day after a long conversation. But soon, they became more frequent and more personal. "You have such a kind soul," she told him after a meeting. Another time, she said, "Your sense of humor is one of a kind. I wish more people appreciated that about you." Adam noticed that her praise often came at her husband's expense. "I can't remember the last time he made me laugh," she admitted during a coffee break. The compliments weren't just flattery, they were a comparison, a way to highlight what Adam offered that her husband didn't. At a team party, Claire leaned in and whispered, "You're different from the others, Adam. There's something special about you." Her words lingered long after the party ended. Compliments, especially when paired with subtle digs at a spouse, can be a dangerous mix. For Adam, this was the third sign that he needed to set boundaries. 4. Creating opportunities to be around you. The final straw for Adam was Claire's increasing efforts to spend time with him. She began showing up at his favorite coffee shop, claiming it was a coincidence. She volunteered to join him on errands for work, even when she didn't need to. One day, she suggested they grab dinner after a late meeting. Adam hesitated but agreed, thinking it was harmless. When he arrived, she was sitting alone. "The others couldn't make it," she said with a smile that felt rehearsed. Claire also began finding reasons to touch him, a hand on his shoulder, a brush of her fingers when handing him something. The physical closeness felt deliberate, intentional. Adam couldn't ignore the pattern anymore. When someone goes out of their way to create moments of intimacy, it's often a clear indication of their intentions. The moment of clarity. Adam decided he couldn't let this go on. One evening, as Claire started another conversation about her unhappy marriage, he interrupted her. "Claire, I respect you, but I think we need to draw some boundaries," he said gently. "I value our professional relationship, but I don't want to be the reason you have trouble at home." Claire looked surprised but nodded. "I understand," she said quietly. Why recognizing these signs matters. When someone begins to blur the lines between friendship and something more, it's essential to take a step back and evaluate the situation. For Adam, recognizing the signs early allowed him to maintain his integrity and avoid a path that could have led to heartbreak and regret. Here's the truth: emotional connections outside of a committed relationship can be just as damaging as physical ones. Respecting boundaries isn't just about avoiding trouble, it's about valuing the trust and loyalty that relationships are built on. The takeaway: stay true to your values. Adam's story is a reminder that temptation can come in many forms, but how we respond defines who we are. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, remember, it's never worth compromising your values or someone else's trust. Invest your energy in relationships that are open, honest, and free from complications. True happiness lies in connections built on mutual respect and integrity. What do you think about this story? Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. Your support helps us keep creating valuable content. Thank you.